Global share markets made marginal gains overnight. This is the third straight day for increases. The International Monetary Fund did provide a boost for markets when they released their latest global growth forecast. They have been surprised by the uptick for the global economy through the early part of 2010, and as such have increased their forecast from 4.2% just a few months ago to now sit at 4.6%. The US and Canada are showing the strongest growth for the major developed countries. Meanwhile, India, China and Brazil are growing the fastest for the developing countries. These countries, of course, are part of the so-called BRIC nations and are likely to grow by between 7 and 10% in the year ahead. The New Zealand dollar was also up with markets trading at 70.6 against the US on Friday morning. Despite some of the recent positive moves, markets remain very cautious about the prospect of a bank failure or even a government failure in Europe. As a result of this, funding costs remain very high. To allay some of these concerns, the Committee of European Banking Supervisors is conducting stress tests on 91 banks. Many of these are Spanish, Greek or German. The stress tests are designed to see whether the banks are able to sustain a major economic slowdown, an increase in government bond values, or even whether there is a major failure. The stress test may see that there will be some banks that are undercapitalised, and so the results, which are due out on the 23rd of July, will be watched closely by markets. Global wheat prices have changed tack over the past few weeks. Wheat prices have been very soft through the early part of 2010, and this has mainly been due to higher production and the possibility of global stockpiles reaching record highs. However, weather has impacted on the market. Russian and Canadian crops have been impacted by very heavy rain early in their growing season. Now, Russian and French crops have been impacted by the possibility of drought through the summer months. Over in the US, the corn crop has been scaled back significantly, suggesting that there will be increased demand for wheat. As a result of all of these factors, wheat futures have increased about 20% since later on in June and could push higher from here.